Hello, I'm Mario Toneguzzi, and this is Business Spotlight. Joining me today is Adeola Oladimeji, who is managing partner of Ascendi Capital. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, Mario. Thank you. Nice to be here.
Tell me a little bit about Ascendi Capital, what you guys do.
Yeah, Ascendi Capital is a private investment management and advisory company with a focus on real assets. We're based here in BC, Vancouver, Canada. So we look at helping companies and individuals that are either trying to buy a business or trying to sell their business, or just need hand-holding through the process of buying or selling businesses. And on the other hand, we do investment in real assets. When I say real asset, I mean real estate, infrastructure, so utilities, oil and gas, resources, the likes of those kind of assets that as human beings, we can't live without. So that kind of assets we look at.
Okay, tell me how you started or how Ascendi started and when it started.
Ascendi started in 2020, actually, in the midst of the pandemic. My background has always been finance and investment. I've been doing that for the past 15 years now. In the real asset space, within that 15 years, I've been focusing on real assets for the past 12 years plus. I've always loved real assets, so that's what informed Ascendi in 2020. I've been thinking of starting it. Then 2020, we decided, okay, it's time to actually get go on this because we understand there's never a right time to start something. So we started in 2020.
Okay, super. Now, speaking of real assets, I understand you purchased a 44-unit apartment building in Edmonton recently. Is that correct?
That's correct. We closed on the 44-unit multifamily asset in Edmonton just about close over a month ago now. Yeah.
So what's your plans for that?
So our strategy is when it comes to multifamily, which is the real focus we look at in when it comes to real estate, we look at value add properties, the kind of property where we can add value to. I increase the tenant's community experience because that's the end goal for us. It's not just about trying to make a quick buck, it's about helping people to live a comfortable life, even though they're renters, but they should be happy where they're living. So we look at those kind of properties and add value to those properties. In this case of this 44 unit I've taken other that we just acquired recently, the plan is to renovate and reposition the asset, to make tenants more comfortable, more happy in that community where they live. So that's what we're embarking on right now.
Tell me, you mentioned the multifamily
Yes.
real estate. I understand in the market today in Canada, no matter where you go, the multifamily component of real estate is extremely hot and
It is.
and very strong. Why is that?
Well, as you know, Canada, it's in Canada right now. Canada is taking in a lot of immigrants, right? Between now and 2025, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think Canada is expecting between 1.2 or 1.3 immigrants to come in. They're expecting, and the supply is not there. So when I say supply is not there, I mean you see new construction coming up every day, but in terms of what is needed to meet that demand is not there. So what you see is that people taking advantage of those vintage properties that were built in the 60s, 70s, 80s, and retrofitting those properties to make it more comfortable for the tenants. So that's the whole idea behind the multifamily. Is it's easier to finance because compared to a single home, right? If you lose or a sixplex or 10plex, if you lose 3 tenants, it might become an issue if you're taking a mortgage on that property. But if you're looking at multifamily, like say 20%, 20 units of multifamily, it's easier to finance. The bank understands that, investors understand that. So it's easier to finance, and because of the skill that is involved in that. So that's why multifamily is quite hot right now.
Okay. Tell me what your plans are for Ascendi Capital as we move forward into the future.
Yeah, well, our goal for this year in terms of when it comes to multifamily is actually to get to 200 units by the end of this year. That's our end game for this year. But in the end, we want to have our own real estate fund, multifamily real estate fund, apart from the infrastructure fund, which we will, by the end of this year, we'll be setting up, because we know that there's huge opportunities in that space, and we want to take advantage of that to help, because for us, it's about preservation of capital first. We understand that a real asset is where you actually preserve your money, you preserve your capital, because you can point to those assets, regardless of what happened in the economy, right? Those assets, those industries are defensible, right? Your capital is protected, so you can get adequate return, not something crazy, but you know that your capital is protected and you're getting something that is predictable and sustainable return, cash on cash on a regular basis.
Mm-hmm. Tell me, Adeola, a little bit about your background.
Yeah, my background has always been finance. I was born and raised in Nigeria. So I moved to Canada in 2018. In 2018, I actually moved permanently in early 2019. It's been growing up in Nigeria. I studied finance at the University of Lagos. I'm a chartered accountant, CPA. I'm a chartered alternative investment analyst. So I just love finance. I love finance and investment. I love the numbers. I want to understand what's driving this, what's driving that. So that's basically, I love football. It's not common. It's not college soccer in Canada. I love football. Yeah. So I'm trying to get into maybe support Canucks, but they're not doing so well. So maybe a bit of a Blue Jay fan right now. I'm trying to get into that space as well. Try to understand the hockey game and all that. So that's a bit just about the wrap about Adeola Oladimeji.
All right, super. And why did you decide to come to Canada?
That's interesting. It's a marriage between the UK and the US. I've been looking at moving out of Nigeria. I'd say about 25 years ago. I already made up my mind I was going to move out of Nigeria, and I was studying the markets, looking at the US and looking at the UK. The US is still a bit aggressive for me. The UK is still a bit conservative for me, right? So when you put the two together, so I'm at the point where my wife decided that she wanted to do her MBA. So we're looking at the US, we're looking at the UK, we're looking at France as well. Just decided, okay, the perfect place, not too aggressive and not too conservative, is Canada. So it's the marriage between the US and the UK. You give birth to Canada. So that's why I decided Canada. Yeah.
All right, super then. And Adeola, how can people get a hold of you if they want to know more and want to get in touch?
Yeah, absolutely. People can reach out to me on LinkedIn. Just Google my name, Adeola Oladimeji. Probably that's the first thing that's going to come out if you Google my name. You can also go to our website, ascendi-capital.com. You can reach out to me on that as well. So those are the primary. We're not big on Facebook. We're just launching on Facebook right now, but those two, that's on our website and on LinkedIn. And people can reach out to me on my cell phone as well. That would be on 604-441-2932 at any time.
Okay, super. Well, thanks very much for joining us today.
Thank you so much, Mario. Thank you.
All right, super. That was Adeola Oladimeji, managing partner of Ascendi Capital. This is Mario Toneguzzi and Business Spotlight. Thanks for joining us today.